Oh, sir.
Huh? Oh, yeah.
Let's just roll, dog. Let's just roll, dog. Let's just do it, dog. On My Change, MiSuNDERStoOd 2, Terrence Taylor, August 5th, take 1, day 5. Got 'em. Let's just roll, bruh. Let's just roll with it. Let's just roll with it. All right, so the timer said 11:30 because I really did think I would be ready to go by 11:30. It's 11:59. This camera is continuing to be my least favorite thing on earth. But we're working through it. I think this is probably going to be the best, so long as this keeps moving, I think this will probably be the best visual version of this slider shot in 5 takes. So at the very least, I think I've solved the problem of what the shot needs to look like. It's just making sure that this machinery does what it's supposed to do. I have duct taped it, and I hope that works. We will see. Hello, I'm Terrence Taylor. Welcome to I Want My Change, the I Want My Change show. Welcome to I Want My Change. Welcome to the I Want My Change show. I don't know. We'll work through that. This is the MiSuNDERStoOd series, 30 days. Well, it's starting as 30 days. And we're working through the kinks of production, producing a new show, and figuring out the steps and the process and the plan in order to do that. That's requiring, at the very minimum, 30 days of producing, sitting down in this space, talking shit, figuring out the flow, the formula, the plan, what to do, how to do it, the edit, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Welcome to inside my brain, essentially, in my studio, and in learning how to do the things. I appreciate you for joining me on this lovely adventure. August 5th, day 5. I just listened to Joe Budden's podcast and I'm ready to work. So inspiring, and I'm here and I got my notes and I'm ready to go. Are you ready to go? Let's go. Before we start, I have some housekeeping. I don't think I'm gonna call this segment housekeeping, but this is the segment of like, here's the few things at the start that are like quick hits or like whatever, like rapid fire topics, things that are of importance, but we don't need to spend a significant amount of time on them. First is a printer cord arrived yesterday, the printer cord and the adapter. So I got the extension, the printer is there. It's now wired to the computer. I just need to set up some software so that it prints, but now everything in here is working together. The final pieces are 2 aux cords to run from these 2 speakers to there where the computer is. There's 2 here, they're running, subwoofer there, but they're just, the distance is weird, and how I tried to do it before, it didn't work, so I gotta go back to the drawing board. But unless I add anything else, that's it. That's all. This place is complito finito. So that's very good news. And as you can see, hopefully, new sticker, put the new sticker on. And I also have a secondary microphone in the workstation also with a new sticker on it too. And I have that to test sound and make any of the adjustments at the workstation. So put the mic same distance from me and my face, and then check the sound. So this go around, I've adjusted the sound a little bit in hopes that I get a little bit less buzz and feedback from having the headphones turned up too loud, and instead turning the volume in the microphone up. Because even in the playback, I had to jack that thing up to hear it. So yeah, just figuring out the settings for the audio interface and how the sound is supposed to sound, and etc., etc. So that's great. I already told you I duct taped this camera. So let's all say some inspirational words, prayer if you're into that, or some kindness. And let's just hope that this camera does not drive me nuts today. Thank you very much. Yesterday was a half day because I was fucking tired, man. I was tired. I'm not gonna lie to you. This, although it's exciting and I'm happy about it and I love it, it's work. It takes time. It takes energy. And the excitement of it is getting me up at 5 a.m. But that means that you start your day earlier. You're likely getting tired earlier. And even with a nap, like, I just was feeling like, bruh, I have put forth a lot of energy. I need to just have a moment to just not be in motion. So that was yesterday. Took the day. Oh, my car got picked up. So she's off to the shop. And that was great. And I just relaxed yesterday. I've been watching the Origins of Hip Hop documentary, Mass Appeal, Nas, who I've watched and studied. How do they do the business of storytelling from hip hop? I love it. So I watched that documentary, 8 parts. Fat Joe, Busta Rhymes, Ja Rule, Eve, Grandmaster Flash, Lil Jon. Come on now. Uncle Luke. I feel like there's one more I'm forgetting, but it's great. Check it out. It's on. I loved it. It was awesome. Learning the history and really, like, I love watching documentaries. I love watching documentaries on hip hop, but also there's an element of the storytelling that documentary filmmaking, it's at its core, and I love it. And so I study how that presentation works, but also in learning the origin stories of artists in the hip hop space and how they came up and what that looked like and what the business looked like and how the business was often pretty shitty, and how to create better contracts and how to, as building talks so much international speaking and coaching, with the incentive the intention of working with people who want to speak in the same way that record labels work with artists who want to make music. It's like, how does that relationship work? What does good business look like? And how do you build that in a way that's sustainable, that, the artists are able to make money, the entity, the record label is able to, profit off of that, but everyone feel like they're doing it in a respectful, money-friendly way. And there's so many horror stories of hip hop artists going through just what it looked like to become a star, and taking notes. I'm just taking notes because there's parallels. It all makes sense, and just making those correlations make this really exciting. So yeah, that was what I spent the evening doing yesterday, and I went to bed early and woke up and listened to podcasts in the morning in the bed while it was thunder and severe downpour, to the point where my whole window ledge was soaked, as well as my phone. But it was a great sound and a great feeling to have on the wake up on a Saturday morning. I'm an inside the house rainy day kid, so you don't have to really do much more than give me some clouds and some rain, and I'm set. So yay, those are my housekeeping tasks? No, those are we got to come up with a name for this because we need to. So yay, that's out of the way. Now to the topics. I should have said this at the top, but I didn't, and it's fine. I am really trying to do a concise episode today. What concise looks like, I'm not sure. I would love to keep this under 20 minutes. I'm running 9:30 right now. So we're gonna get through these 3 topics quickly, concisely. one, I don't want to edit for 45 minutes of footage, but also I do want to see what me in a shorter, quicker burst, pew, 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 space looks like. So we're going for it. Here we go. Ready? Got him. Topic number 1, social platforms. Topic number 2, promo content. Topic number 3, which I just spoke on, the length of yesterday's episode and what today is going to look like. So the first 2 are pretty meh. They're work that I have to do to get all of this work in a space for you even to consume it. So we're talking social platforms. We're talking about the Instagram, YouTube, Patreon, website, wherever all this content is supposed to live, it all has to be set up. So YouTube's got the banners. You got to figure out the icon that stays in the video on the bottom, the pop-ups that come up at the end of the video, all the logos and the branding. Just so much like tedious stuff that I've done it enough times, but it is tedious and it's a lot of design work, making sure things are the proper sizes. And I'm excited to actually write this process down. That's been the key to all of this, is like, yo, it's not enough to do it, but write down the steps so that for you to not be the person doing it, somebody could walk into this room with zero idea of how to do any of this and follow these steps, follow this blueprint. And at the end of it, they get this. That has to be documented and articulated in a way. And so that's what the social platforms element of, this will be next week's work, will look like. Is coming up with the written form of how to set up all of the consumer facing, listener facing platforms and spaces, what that looks like, how to access them, et cetera, et cetera. So, and then, all right, all the logins and all this, essential information for getting onto these spaces. Like, what does that look like? Where are all those written? Is there a document that has all the passwords? And do these things cost money? So where's the, the budget for what a Patreon subscription would look like? What, like if you're going to use YouTube ads, like what that kind of, and so really just kind of breaking down all of those components. And it is tedious work. So there's a reason why I've kind of been annoyed and not tackling it, but it's also less important if you don't have the content even to put on the platforms. So in terms of the process of when to do it, I've known and have had this on my list of things to do, but it was a priority to get the content get the content moving, which leads to my second topic, which is the promo content. So when you think about promo content, all right, what's the 30-second video that's going to sum up what the show is? I might not know the answer to that until I start recording. So, all right, now that we're day 5, I might have a bit of more of an idea of how I want to promote the show, what that visually could look like, audibly, what I could be saying. Just have a better idea now that I'm in the space of doing the thing. What is the 15-second intro of the episode, like the visual kind of, how they have the credits in movies where there's like, what does that part look like and what am I capturing to do that? What visuals in terms of images do I want to create? Do I need to create? What, episode covers and what does a 30-second promotional video for the episode look like? Can't create that without having some content. So it's that's the next phase of the work in terms of getting the show out for people to be able to see. At this stage, I've got enough content that I can make some of the things. And so now it's about figuring out what all of those things are and then creating the plan to make and deliver those. So that's very exciting. Those are my 2 main tasks for next week. There's obviously tons of things to do, but in terms of having a concise to-do list, even within both of those tasks, there's so many things to do. So in a day, I could probably sit down and tackle all the social platform stuff, and probably in another day, sit down and come up with a plan of what all the visual elements need to look like, and then start, spending the next couple of days figuring out what those are, building them, trying this, trying that, seeing how I feel about this, making maybe 2 or 3 promo videos of the same episode and figuring out what works, what didn't, send those to some people. Hey, what do you think about this? Oh, I like this one for this reason, and et cetera, text, what fonts to use. Like there's so much to build. So yeah, that's me back in my video producer freelancer bag, which, when I say like, oh, I'll never be a freelancer anymore, it's the process of delivering that work that frustrates me. But the skills are essential in this phase of what's happening. Like I don't imagine having to pay a company to create all of the promo content for your show, your podcast, for your whatever. Like shit is expensive. So to have all of that in-house is beautiful. And so now it becomes a matter of just, creating that system, creating that blueprint, creating that formula. And then I create it, I can deliver it. And then at a certain point, I can bring somebody else in to just go, yo, each episode looks like this, and this. Grab these 5 things, cut it together like this. Assembly line type work. So, but that comes from step 1 of me making it, creating a plan, writing that down. So yeah, I'm really, really, really excited, because then even if the footage isn't out, even if a full episode's not out, I can start putting out teasers to say like, yo, look at this, it's coming, or here's an episode, or here's what we talked about, or, and build some of the momentum in the lead up. So, and having that promo content is going to start to, help me figure out a rollout, if you will. And how does the show get announced to the public? It's not just about to pop up on Spotify and Apple and wherever and it just be there. Like there has to be a bit more of an intentional plan in getting the message out. So all these pieces, this will happen in the next week or so, and I'm sure we'll continue to talk about it. So yeah, welcome inside my brain and into the process of creating a show and releasing it and getting people interested. So bang, boom, social platforms and promo content. That leaves me with a summary of yesterday and editing that 47 and 49 seconds of content from our chat on August 4th. I'm at 18 minutes, so I'm gonna try to keep this clean. So I loved it, but I'm used to longer form. And the first day was 18 minutes, and then like 29 and 27, and then 47. And I don't like how long it felt. It's not that it wasn't good, but I am trying to see how I deliver and speak in different formats and different time elements, and I'm glad I have something at that length, but I do not want to intentionally do that again. In the summer I came up with, it was just too many topics. I had 6 topics, which is why I came today with housekeeping, which I had like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 topics that I in and out, and then 3 main topics, 2 that had something to do with each other, and 1 that was just like, here's my story of the day. And although I technically have 8 topics, which is more than yesterday, it's figuring out a way to be more concise about what to say, when to say it, and what to say it with. And, I was just thinking like, what am I going to talk about today? And it was like, some of these things are cool, but it's like, I don't need to talk for 5 minutes about the space unless there's something that's really worth that time. and printer cords is not that. So yeah, I'm working on the format mainly is kind of where I'm at with this, the format and how to get through it. What's enough, what's too much, what's not enough. You know, I mean, truth is I could come and sit and give me one thing and I could probably talk about it for an hour, but is that the most interesting way to deliver information? Like, and is that a new way for me to deliver information? I feel like I've done that and, or a version of that, but me sitting down and talking and delivering a 15, 20, 2-minute piece of content, like that's different. That's a bit of a different space in this long form conversational aspect. Like the journey vlogs were longer. They had, 15, 8, 12, 15, 17 minutes maybe was like the longest one. But it was also very different. Like it was a vlog. It wasn't a podcast. So yeah, I'm just looking at what I've done, how I've done it, what's similar, what's different, what can I take, what do I get rid of, how do I try a bunch of different things. A half-hour show sounds great. I said that like 2 days ago, and now I'm like, at 21 minutes, like shut up. But yeah, experimenting with the format, figuring out what's what, how to move through that. If there's things that I want to talk more about, what is a bonus episode? What does bonus content look like if that's the case, right? How do I do something for 8 minutes, and call that something else? Like, I don't know. But we're going to work through that. Thank you for joining me in the troubleshooting of this. This is why I keep saying, just do it. Just do it, start it, try it, figure it out. You don't know what you're doing and you're not going to figure it out until you do. And I've got a little bit of experience in doing it. And I'm sitting here like, what am I doing? So with that said, don't be hard on yourself. The fact that you're trying is more than what most people are doing. So just try, just start, just get to it. Learn. Who else is doing it? Ask some questions. Study the game. I can see the parallel of a hip hop artist getting their career off the ground when I see myself in this space. So study the parallels. Kobe Bryant said it the greatest. He studied shark movement when trying to learn how to guard Allen Iverson. Like, I think that's also so ironic and beautiful right there. But yeah, that was part, what can you learn from something else that you can transfer and use in this space, but is useful and vital information. So yay to that, yay to learning, yay to transferable skills, transferable information, open-mindedness. Yeah. Yay to learning. It's Saturday. I'm about to go do something other than this, but I did tell you about social platforms, promo content, and creating a template and formula for your show, and oh, how fun that's gonna be. I'm Terrence Taylor. That's your show for today. Thank you very much. August 5th, day 5, MiSuNDERStoOd. I want my change. Wow.
My daddy makes out. And his name is Terrence Taylor. And I took those pictures.